Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kemi and I'm here to teach you how to express yourself to get the best results. Today, I want to share a story with you of one interaction that literally changed my whole life. Have you ever had those type of interactions where something happened and you just got so much clarity on a particular matter? Yeah, that happened to me a few years ago, and I will tell you how it happened and a few things that I learned from it. Now, when I was in university, I'm a lawyer, by the way, for those who don't know, and in my year 3 I joined this society that is called a mooting society. And what happens there is essentially you have like mock trials. So you have like a fictitious scenario where you will argue a case in court, and it's just essentially to build your skills in speaking like a lawyer and thinking like a lawyer and so on. So there was a competition. We were preparing for it and pulling late nights and working. And so one of our coordinators decided to invite a friend of hers who happened to be a real lawyer at the time to just help us through the preparation process. And I'm telling you guys, when I met this lawyer, it was such a life-changing experience for me because it literally determined the course of my career. And so here you have all these young undergrads who are just trying to learn the ropes of advocacy and how lawyers speak and argue cases in court. And then in comes this real lawyer, and he initially came and spoke to us and encouraged us, and he spent time actually teaching us the ropes. And it was clear that this man was busy, right? I mean, he was dressed like a lawyer, so he was just coming from court, and he's a really successful lawyer. So he had many other places that he needed to be, but he came and he spoke to us, and then he agreed that he was going to come back to listen to our arguments and critique it and just help us prepare. And I just thought it was so wild because, first of all, this man left his very important work to come and spend time with these undergraduate students preparing for some competition that was just a competition. And he was giving us real life tips. He came in the night because that was the only time that he could squeeze out of his busy schedule. And he sat with us, listened to the arguments of both sides, gave us tips on how to do it better. And at that moment, I decided that, yep, I am going to work with this person. If this is what being a lawyer means, then this is what I want to do with my life. It was that transforming and that life-changing for me. And it's interesting because we met another lawyer not so long after that was the direct opposite of this guy. This lawyer was successful as well, but he spoke to us like we were wasting his time. He was impatient. He wasn't really giving us any tips that really helped us. And I was like, oh my goodness, haven't you seen this other guy? Why are you like this? Like, I was so uninspired by him and even more inspired by the first guy. And I thought about it over the years, and I tried to figure out what this first guy did that was so transformative for me. And I was able to identify 3 things that he did that literally changed the course of my career, because at the time I didn't even care how much I was going to earn. I didn't even know how I was going to get there, but I had literally made a decision. I wanted to work with him. I wanted to learn from him and be the type of lawyer that he was. 3 things that made this experience so life-changing for me and made this person so unique and so influential. Number 1, he looks the part. He looked like a successful, well put together lawyer. He was very graceful. So you can say that his non-verbal communication was very strong. He came across as confident. He came across as knowledgeable. And those are things that you can do without even speaking. It's the way you carry yourself, It's the way you present yourself, the fact that you're standing tall. This is not to say that you will not make mistakes, but you look like the image that you're trying to project. And he looked like a successful lawyer. And to an undergraduate who was trying to chart their way through life, it was clear that yes, this is a template of what I would like to be. Number 2, he sounded the part. he didn't just look knowledgeable, he sounded like he was knowledgeable. He sounded like he knew what he was talking about. He had experiences to share. He was articulate and he was relatable. So he was able to relate with our struggles, he was able to relate with our concerns, and he was able to show us practical ways to move things forward. So he didn't just look the part, he also sounded the part. And he sounded like someone that was, without even trying to be inspirational, because he knew his stuff, he was knowledgeable and he was able to communicate it. He already came across as inspiring and he mirrored something that the rest of us as students were aspiring to be. And then last but certainly not the least, he cared. People often underestimate the power of caring and how influential it is as a positive force for good. This man left his obviously busy schedule to come and help us and to set us up for a successful life as lawyers. I'm sure it wasn't convenient for him. I'm sure he probably had a million other things to do. But because he cared enough to give us his time, to give us the attention, he was able to communicate something that if he had just said it or if it had been sent in an email, it wouldn't have been communicated so strongly, because his interest in our success, his interest in our progress was very evident, and that made all the difference. So I went on to work with him for a number of years, and I still maintain a good relationship with him because he was just, or he is just genuinely a really good person. And I hope you've been inspired by my story. Whether or not you are looking for someone to inspire, or you have been inspired by other people, or you are thinking of how you can help to make a difference in other people's lives, by literally looking like what you are trying to project, sounding like what you're trying to project, and also caring about the people that you deal with, you will be surprised as to how far you can change someone's life. And with that, I come to the end of today's video. Until next time, keep communicating carefully, and I will see you soon.